What's going on, guys? Jay Daniel here. Today we're going to talk about roleplay calls. What are they? How do you do them? What are the benefits? What are the things that you can do to maximize them? And what are the results that can be expected from doing roleplay calls? So first, let's talk about what is a roleplay call. A roleplay call is where you schedule time with somebody where you practice. It could even be like impromptu, but you're basically practicing your script. You're reviewing your script. You could even do that yourself, just kind of reading over it, but now you're doing it with another person where they put themselves in the role of a potential sales situation. It could be in the context of sales, in the context of kind of inbound closing. It could be like one person is thinking about joining a coaching program. They're thinking about signing up for a marketing service. They're thinking about signing up for some kind of like digital product or whatever. And the other person is, an advisor, and they're kind of talking them, having that dialogue where they're trying to understand their situation and, help prescribe them the best solution. The best way to do a role play call so you can be successful, at least as far as being like a closer, a salesperson, is obviously you want like both people to do it, but you don't want to just read your script, but you want to have the other person write out exactly who they're going to be, what the struggles are, and what ultimately is going to be kind of the thing that they kind of the roadblock or the objection that they're going to give you. And obviously you obviously have to adapt as you step into the call, but if they already have that predetermined, the call is a lot more real because it's already established. It's an identity. It's not just, well, maybe I could be Bob and then I could be Sherbert, and then if I want to be really hard to close, I could be a female. Like, no, you want to be solid and concrete and to the point. So one person writes out who they're going to be, what the business is, maybe give it like 5 minutes of thought, or maybe you schedule the call in the day before, really figure that out. Obviously the more experience somebody has, the easier it is to actually mimic an actual person from a sales situation. But yeah, one person chooses kind of a character they're going to be and what objections they're going to give and what their concerns and their life situations are, and the other person is going to be the consultant, is going to be the advisor. And some ways to really maximize the value that you get out of the call is going to be to a way to maximize the value you get out of the call is the person who is being the client. Like the person who's being the client, they're going to take notes on the advisor. So just things that they could do better. So as he's pitching me and I'm kind of reading my thing and we're having the conversation, I'm writing down like, hey, he could have done this better. Hey, you could have done this better. Hey, this wasn't good. Because what it does, because if you're constantly watching videos and content and growing your mind as far as what you need to know, like you still need to apply that. So if you can actually point it out and write it down and think about it and process where that would actually be something that would be beneficial to a situation, not only are you going to be able to give that to them as feedback, but you're going to be able to ingrain your training into your own mind and improve your skill set. So you're killing two birds with one stone by writing down what they could do better, especially since you know the person because you are playing that specific person. Okay, so something else, and just a couple benefits of roleplay calls. So obviously, right, you're improving your skills. You're practicing, okay? That's like the surface, but there's a lot more benefits to it. Like first of all, you're building relationships with people who are pursuing the same thing. So what's going to happen is when they have when you build those relationships, real meaningful relationships with people who are doing the same thing, it increases your belief. Okay, if you book a call every day or every 2 days, you're gonna have times when when you feel down and tired, and yes, you can be Tony Robbins and pump yourself up and jump into a vat of frozen water and go crazy, but it's tough, especially if you've never done it before. Having control over your physiology is very, very, very hard to do if you've never done it before. So a couple cheat codes would be just talk to other people. When you have that conversation with other people, it changes your state because you're talking about a different topic, which changes your focus, and focus control state, just like language control state. The triad that Eli talks about. And a couple more benefits of role plays, like these relationships you're building, these people obviously if they're booking role plays, like they're hungry, they're grinding, like they're going to be doing outreach too. And they're going to talk to a lot of people. If they get hired by somebody, they're going to need another closer. 3 months down the line, they might talk to somebody who's not a good fit for them, but it might be a good fit for you because they want to work with somebody who's in fitness and you want to work with somebody who's in marketing. And this guy has a $10,000 marketing package, vice versa. So there are opportunities there. This is somebody you could come to for feedback. Like, hey, dude, I'm struggling with this. What do you think? Hey, I'm struggling with this. What do you think? If you can't afford a coach, you can have friends who are doing the same thing, right? Who have a different perspective on the same things as you. Maybe they're one step ahead of you or one step behind, who can give you feedback. Because sometimes just getting one problem solved is all you need to get to the next level. So that's super important. Super, super, super important. Some more benefits to role play calls. Like, role play calls build your network. Like they build your network where now you have more reach. Like and you can do stuff. Like, I started a mastermind. I would get people from role play calls that I connected with onto a mastermind, and we just created a giant network, a giant web. So that one-to-one effect, that, hey, I need help with this, became a web where it's like 50 people. Hey, we need help with this, but it's not like 10,000 where it's kind of like all over the place and you don't really know the people that are kind of giving you feedback. Let me see. And also, as far as like role plays, like, yeah, a good frequency to do them is do it every day. Every day until you're actually getting a client. Like, make this real, make this a commitment. Like, I'm going to do one every day until I get hired. And even after you get hired, you can still do them. It's just that won't be the main focus anymore, because now you're talking to real people. Now you have calls you can listen to. Now you have like, you can be a little more intentional about the specific things you do to get to the next level. But these things are imperative until you actually get hired, until you're actually making money. Role plays. One of the biggest benefits of a role play call is actually the level of confidence that you build. Because if you don't have any experience doing something, the level of confidence of, hey, I'm talking to nine other companies. Hey, I've done like 100 calls. Like, hey, I am so confident in my abilities and how much time I put into this. I know nobody else is doing it, that you would be stupid not to take me, because I can take you to the next level. I know it. And just that level of conviction, literally just that level of conviction, that level of certainty, because your certainty overcomes their doubt. Just that level of conviction is enough to get you the job. Obviously, there's going to be people who just won't take you because of experience. That's fine, but not everybody's going to be like that. And sometimes you just need to get your first gig. Like, it can be a small company with 4 employees. Like, you can get your first gig, get some experience, understand the industry better, and then if you go to have a conversation with somebody for your second gig, right, or they refer you to somebody, or you gain access to their network, and then somebody in their network knows somebody, right, who needs a closer, because they benefit from giving him a closer, because then he looks good, you get a job. So it's a forward-moving process, but role plays are going to give you every possible advantage. That's why they're important. That's why you should do them every day. That's how you should do them. Another tip to maximize the role plays is to record it, listen back to it. And as the salesperson, as the closer, as the advisor, like, go back and listen to your own calls, listen to your call and write feedback on yourself. I could have done this better. I could have done this better. I could have done this better. And then write out a plan to actually implement things to make it better. And that could be as simple as like, okay, 15 minutes in the morning, I'm going to read this over. I'm going to record it. I'm going to sound this tonality, right? And then you always record yourself. And the one time you do it right, you just listen to that every morning. Like, hey, like, this time I did it right. Listen to that. Program your mind. Like, if you ever talk to Peyton, like, this guy one of the reasons he was successful is because he would take his best call ever and listen to it every single morning without fail. Every morning, listen to his best call, became a beast. So, yeah, if somebody who has what you want to have wears pink underwear, wear the pink underwear, model them. It's super big. Super important. Hope this helps. This is how you do role play calls. This is how you maximize role play calls. This is the kind of results you can get from doing role play calls, so you can hit your goals, whether that's making 10 grand a month, whether that's making enough to quit your job, whether that's buying a yacht. Hope this is helpful. Hope you enjoy the video. Have a great day. See ya.